Today we're going to take down the Springfield Armory Range Officer Champion. It's a 45 1911-ish model, and I call it 11-ish because it does take down a lot different than the typical 1911 that we're all used to. Great gun, all steel frame, and it's not very snappy as a 45 for its size. It's actually, it runs really great. It's a great gun. I like it a lot. Alright, so step one, we're going to make sure it's clear, of course. We make sure that there's no magazine in. Okay, slide it to the rear. Let's look down, make sure we can see something through. Check the chamber, and this firearm is now clear. Now, this gun does come with a little plastic piece that aids in the disassembly. Don't lose it, because if you do, the takedown is a real pain in the backside. If we clip this on the guide rod here, now you can do this with a screwdriver. All this does is it holds the guide rod, or it compresses the spring so you can remove the slide. So once that's in place, we're going to release the slide to the back notch, pull out the retaining pin, and then slide the slide forward, take out the guide rod and spring. You can see how it keeps it compressed. Remove the barrel by pushing it forward, and that's it. It's that simple. That is the takedown. Putting it back together, do the opposite. Lubrication wise, whenever you lube this gun up, what I do with all my firearms, I put some gun butter, 4 spots on the slide there, and I put some across the top of the barrel where that metal hits. Put your rod back in. You're going to want to make sure this guy is forward, because if it's not going to reassemble. This is the messy part. You got to hold it all together. Slide it in place. I'll take a dental instrument usually or something to make sure that everything's aligned in here, because if it's not, this pin will not go back in, and it seems to be in there okay. And what I do at this point is I take the tool, a flathead screwdriver will work just as well, and pull this guy back and then stick it in there. There we go. Slide all the way to the rear, lock it in place, take off your little holder plastic part there, and that's all she wrote. And again, when I lubricate, I put some lube across the top here, rack it back and forth a few times, and that's it. So pretty simple, relatively speaking. Like I said, if you lose this plastic part, you can use a screwdriver to hold that in, but it can be a challenge.